I was planning on saving this for Monday, but my friend was more than happy to provide me the episode. I may as well just see it all through to the end because why not? I am MegamanNG and it all comes to this. This is the Beast Morphers Season 2 finale review. Today we're going to be talking about the last episode of the season and the last episode of the overall series. Episode 20, Evox Unleash. I'll provide a summary as well as some of the main points. And if anyone's wondering, I will be working on a video that provides my overall thoughts on the entire series. But you're not going to be seeing it for a while because I got to break down a lot of information. I will explain why in a bit. But for the time being, let us begin. Venjix has gotten access to the Morph-X network. Grid Battleforce has issued a full evacuation of the entire city of Coral Harbor. Devin, however, has a plan to take Venjix down once and for all. For the Rangers, this is a fight to save Coral Harbor and the world from a virus that destroyed a previous world. Who will triumph? Will it be the Rangers or will it be Venjix? This is where the journey reaches its conclusion. Yeah, I may as well say this for the last time. New episode equals new review. Two things. Screw Nickelodeon for making us wait months for it just so they can promote their garbage of Worldwide Day of Play. Not that it matters thanks to the pandemic. And also, thank God for the internet. Because thanks to the internet is how I was able to get to see the rest of the series. It was like this in Season 1, and it's no exception here in Season 2. Continuing from the previous episode, the Rangers now have one last showdown against Evox/Venjix. The fate of Coral Harbor, the world, and the morphing grid hang in the balance. If there is a word to sum up this episode, it would be this: intense. I'm only kidding, because it is intense. For a 22-minute episode, it was. It's a race against time to stop Evox/Venjix from reaching the morphing grid and destroying the world. I mean it. It's intense, it's emotional at times. It carries everything that you would expect from a season finale as big as this. The Rangers are fighting against a force that's just nigh impossible to take out. Even when Steel did everything he could by stabbing the antivirus arrow into Venjix, it isn't enough. And he goes down in a very, seeing Venjix take down Steel like that was just gut-wrenching. And I grew to appreciate Steel as a character. He aspires to be human. But seeing him do the one thing that many of the Rangers cannot shows that in the end he's a human at heart. And he is doing what a human should do. Take the fight to Venjix himself. And seeing him go down was just sad. The fact that everyone involved in Grid Battleforce aren't retreating shows how strong they are. How united they are. They are a unified team. And it helped when the Rangers were able to take Venjix down once and for all. Speaking of which, he assumes his final form, using a Morph-X tower to become an all-powerful Gigadrone. And the Rangers bring out their Ultra Zord in a final battle. To be fair, Venjix strikes them hard. And I mean it, but the Rangers, they didn't give up. Even when their Ultra Zord got blasted and they decided to bring out the Beast X King Megazord, it wasn't enough, and they decided to use the one thing that would help fight back, using human DNA with Morph-X. And yeah, they pull off the traditional one-hit strike that would channel everything into one attack that would either guarantee them victory or total defeat. And it was intense throughout. I was literally giddy, seeing if the Rangers was going to do the impossible. And they did. They made it possible, and they took down Venjix once and for all. Venjix goes down hard, and I do mean it very hard. With it, Evox is no more. And as we say, virus eliminated. Venjix is finally wiped out. But you're probably wondering, what happened to Steel? Well, basically because of the fact that human DNA was put into the Morph-X when they did their attack, this had a surprising effect. Steel is now fully human. Which to me, the reunion itself was just heartwarming. Also, his human form is portrayed by Sam Joey. And with what little time there was, Steel was alright. He now actually feels human. It was heartwarming, and it made my heart flutter a bit, seeing the Rangers reunite and seeing their lost friend back, but as a changed person. We also get a sort of epilogue, cutting to 1 year later, and a lot has changed. Devin is now leader of Grid Battleforce. Not to mention, Scrozzle gets arrested by Ben and Betty and brought back because he was hiding in Corinth, with an additional cameo by General Truman. Good to see him again. He was always such a good character in Power Rangers RPM. Ben and Betty now are pretty much agents of Grid Battleforce, though I still feel the missed opportunity of them becoming Power Rangers really lingers. I felt like we were lied to. Because, honestly, those two are like strong secondary characters, and I grew to appreciate them despite their antics. And yes, compared to most other secondary characters, they actually do help the Rangers at times, which made me wonder what it would have been like had they been Power Rangers. Would they have been helpful? Probably, definitely. As for Nate and Zoe, they're a couple, and thank God for it, though I am disappointed there was no scene where they kiss. And that's okay with it, since seeing them together is all that matters. Not to mention, Coral Harbor no longer relies on Morph-X. They now rely on alternate sources of energy such as wind and solar power. I guess they kind of learned that lesson after that final battle with Venjix. As for, I believe, Ravi's now doing artwork with his mom, who has retired from Grid Battleforce. Yeah, that's why Devin's now leader. And we actually get to see Roxy again. Not to mention, as for Steel, he's an actor. He got a big break, while Blaze, meanwhile, is a stunt double. So I guess everything's all hunky-dory. But the best thing about this was the ending. Turned out Devin had a little surprise planned for Steel, and he had to gather everyone together. Yeah, it was a surprise birthday party. And it ended with them doing the dance, doing this, I believe it was that sing-along that happened. It was a musical number where Steel did in a previous episode where he aspired to be human. And fitting how the series ends in that manner. Steel is now human. And at least that's happy ending throughout. How fitting, yet it was also very awesome, too. I'm gonna say it frankly. The episode was amazing. An amazing finale to a solid series. Sure, I could tell it was a little bit rushed, but here's the thing. This was a 22-minute episode. It did give enough time to not only provide the final battle, but also an epilogue. It also serves as closure for RPM, because when RPM ended, it had an open ending. It was open-ended because we didn't even know if Venjix was going to come back. But the fact that Venjix did came back in Beast Morphers and was finally defeated pretty much confirms that this show got the closure it deserves. Yeah, basically not only did RPM get closure, it's now finally over. There are also a lot of Easter eggs. And if you want to know, it happened when they were confronted Evox, but using different weapons this time. Weapons from Super Ninja Steel, RPM, and I believe Lightspeed Rescue. If there were any at miss, please let me know. Not to mention you have a heartwarming ending. I feel it was inevitable that Steel would be human. It was hinted, but now it's confirmed. Yeah, basically not only does this series end on a good note, but like I said, it provided closure for RPM. And I like how they treated the franchise as a whole with respect. It's just done so well, and I like it. My final rating for this episode alone is a perfect 10. 10 out of 10. And it was just awesome throughout. I really enjoyed it. And it didn't had any issues whatsoever. Though I wish there was a bit more time. But honestly, it did have a lot of build up. It was built up well enough. And it paid off compared to the crossover episode. So yeah, that's probably going to be it. If anyone's going to be wondering, I will be having a video detailing my overall thoughts of the entire show. Meaning I'll be providing my thoughts on Season 1 and Season 2. I'm probably also going to be detailing my honest thoughts on the characters, the Rangers, their allies, and even the villains. And it's going to be a while, so you may not expect it right away. So yeah, expect it when I get a chance, because right now I need a break and I'm kind of on the verge of burnout. So yeah, that is it. If you enjoy it, please be sure to hit the like button. It means a lot to me. Do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. All of this helps me out big time. Truly, it does. So yeah, that's it. I'm done. Now I need a break. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. I will see you next year for when we do Dino Fury. The only thing I hope is that it's good. For the last time, let's morphing.